guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary, high school, and recent graduate. Today I am going to be doing my June goals as well as kind of going over how May went. And if you have not seen my quarterly reset, my quarterly action plans, I guess that's what I will call it. That video was posted last week. I will leave it linked in the description box. That has all of my kind of overarching summer theme ideas, I guess. And it's a little bit different this summer season. Spring was so incredibly busy. If you've been watching any of my videos recently, you will know that. If you haven't and you're new, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. So right now I'm going to go over May first. Usually I will sit down and do this front facing and chat with you guys, but honestly, it has been so busy and I just have not had a chance to really get things set up so that I can do a front facing video. I'm kind of in this either top down or vlog mode lately, and we're just going to continue to go with it. But I knew that in May we had appointments pretty much every single day. And I had a bunch of events at the beginning of the month on the weekends, and we had a lot of birthdays and other fun things going on. So I knew that I didn't have a ton of time to get things done. I was hoping to get a little bit more with the spring cleaning done, but honestly, when I had pockets of free time, I did not have the bandwidth to actually work on anything. I really had to sit and just rest. I knew coming into May that I wasn't necessarily going to get this stuff done, and that's okay. I am filming this during my 13th week / quarterly reset week, and so it is possible that I will still get the pantries cleaned out and the bins moved from my unfinished basement upstairs. Let's just go quickly through the monthly projects that I had. I had 2 conferences at the start of May, the Maine Home Education Alliance conference where I did a couple of workshops, and that went really well. I am not a public speaker, which you may find entertaining because I do sit and chat with you guys on videos all the time, and I'm very comfortable in my live streams talking with my members in my membership community, but there is something about speaking in front of a group of people that stresses me out, and I know that I'm not alone in that, but I think that the conference went really well. I met a lot of great people, a lot of people that I've been talking to online for years and just never met in person, so it was a lot of fun. The next 3 monthly projects were relating to my homeschooling / passion project goal, and that was to purchase next year's curriculum, get the homeschool bins cleaned out, and then plan out the homeschool year, kind of like the overall themes and ideas and what I want done over the course of the 2025-2026 homeschool year. I did do that. I still have a little bit left as far as picking a start date because we're kind of unsure about some of our summer plans, and I'm planning on having this big season of rest. So instead of starting in July this year, we're going to start later, which is something new. I don't think I've started in August for homeschooling since maybe the year that I had Lucy. We started in August. That was the last time. So it's been a while, and I do still have some things that I need to figure out with regards to homeschool planning, like big picture yearly planning, but I am working on that this week, so I give myself full credit for that. The next project was spring cleaning. I did get the entryway cleaned out, and that was mainly moving all of our winter gear, packing that up, and moving spring / summer stuff into our entryway, which that has happened, and I'm pleased about it. I wasn't sure at the start of May because it has been so cold up until I don't know, this week, really. I mean, we've had a nice day here and there, but I had my heat on a lot in May. In fact, I did have it on yesterday morning because it was 42 degrees outside. It was very cold in the house. And it's rained or snowed every weekend for the past 11 weeks. And Emma's graduation, it's supposed to be raining this Saturday, so that's awesome. Anyways, but I did get the entryway cleaned out, and I'm glad about that. Pantries and unfinished basement, I already talked about. My monthly reset I had last week, and it went great. I have been kind of trying to figure out how I want to use the monthly reset before this 13th week, because typically on my monthly reset, I'm setting up my calendars, I'm doing my goals, I'm, kind of resetting what I want for the next month. But having my 13th week the following week and then doing a lot of the same stuff this week, I just haven't figured out how I want to balance that monthly reset day. It was really actually very productive and helpful and much needed because we've been so busy in April and May, so it was nice to have that day. And I didn't focus on goals at all. I mainly just tried to get all of the appointments and calendars updated, especially our family command center calendar, so the kids know what's going on in the month of June and such. So I did have a really good monthly reset day. Because this is only my second time doing a 13th week / quarterly reset week, like a full week of that, not a full week, it's just several hours each day during the week. I'm not sure how to manage my monthly reset yet, but it was very good. And I do have a vlog up if you're interested. I will leave that linked for you. The 13th week, I planned that all out. I actually did plan that on my monthly reset day, and I'm in the process of it right now, and it is going really well. I am so pleased that I decided to block off these weeks during the year. And it doesn't mean that I am on vacation. It doesn't mean, I'm not having to do any of my normal responsibilities. It's just a particular week that I make sure that my focus is on this refresh. And the one in April went really well, and this one so far is going great as well, and I'm glad that I have it, and I'm going to continue doing this. I have one more, I think, in September. So I'm really excited to continue this practice this year and hopefully continue it into next year as well. And then the last thing was planner setup, and I think that originally, I would have to go back and watch my May goals video, but I think that originally I had said that I wanted to set up my new life planners, and I'm kind of in between whether or not I'm going to use my life planners for 2025, 2026. I do have a vertical weekly and my daily duo, which is my normal planning system. I also purchased the dashboard layout because it's a new layout and I thought it would be interesting to try. And I do have one plan with me already up trying to use that. And I'll have another plan with me in that dashboard layout next week. I'm not sure how to use it. And I don't know if it necessarily has enough space because all of the days are on the left side. Actually, let me show you. So this is kind of a preview of next week's video, but all of the days are on this side, and so it just doesn't seem like it's enough space the same way that my vertical life planner is. So I don't know, but I did also set up my Erin Condren teacher planner, so I included that with this list as well, and I have set up June in my Sterling Ink Common Planner. So we'll see. I have a lot of planner content coming in the next couple of months. I'm really excited about some of my ideas, so it will be coming. I have lots of things to share with you guys. For my weekly rhythms, I knew that I wanted to keep the same things that I have been doing that I did also in April, and these are rhythms that I have been doing right along, but I like to write them down and it helps keep me accountable. So the first was homeschool planning, and that was not weekly homeschool planning because we're finished with our homeschool year, but this was planning for next year. I just wanted to make sure that I did a little each week. Most of it was focused on this stuff up here. And then Sabbath rest and weekly planning. I was not able to take Sunday off every week, but I did prioritize having some portion of some day during the week off. And I really needed that, and it's something that I will continue doing through the summer. It's good to kind of take a step back and put like a hard stop on technology and productivity and chores and just kind of relax and have family time and that kind of stuff. So highly, highly recommend. It's something that I started doing years ago, and then I got out of practice of it probably 2021, I think, 2022, and then I started trying to implement it again in 2023, wasn't super successful. Same thing with last year, and then this year I've really been trying a lot harder. It's very easy for me to, when I have free pockets of time, to use that time for either projects or working, and stopping and sitting and just kind of being still is not something I'm good at, but it is something that my body needs. So this was very good, and I did that every week. And then my last one was weekly planning, which I have done every week as well in various planners. I don't like to use all kinds of various planners because I like to have a full year in one book, but I have been kind of going back and forth between a few different systems this month, and it's made me think of all kinds of new ideas, so it's been a lot of fun doing that. Okay, and then for my daily habits, I have 4 that I wanted to continue doing, and they are part of my wellness goal, but also rhythms and systems goal. And so those were walk, read, my 1 line a day. In my life planner, I'm just like writing one positive thing that happened or something funny that the kids did or something like that. I've been keeping up with that. And then health tracking, I've been doing that every day. And these are things that I want to continue doing. And having them written here is not necessarily as helpful as writing them in my daily planner because I don't reliably come in and check my tending list every day. It is sitting on my bookshelves and I do see it when I walk into my office, and I am in my office quite a bit during the day, but I don't necessarily check these off every day. I kind of come in weekly and check everything off. So I don't know if I necessarily need to have this. I will probably still put stuff down for June, but I'm not sure how much it is helping me in this season. So we are moving into a new season. I know not everybody is moving into a new season, but for me, June is the start of summer. And so we are going to be writing down what the plans are for June. And I have already done my quarterly refresh, and I have my refreshed goals. I've not done action plans. And I did film my video for my refreshed goals for the summer, but I'm not using this section. I'm writing lists in my goals notebook, where did I put my goals notebook? Here it is. I have lists for each of these goals in here. And so that's kind of what I am working off of. And you can either rewrite your goals here, your yearly goals, or you can write new goals or new projects or however you want to do it. I decided to kind of write new goals. They're related to my yearly goals. And I did talk about these in my summer goals refresh video that was posted on Friday. So that's what we're going to work on now. So my focus / priority for the entire summer is rest, and that is going to be the theme, and I just want to stay with that theme. For my restful rhythms goal, focus on already established restful rhythms. So that is going to be weekly planning, Sabbath rest, and again, this may not be Sunday. I'm calling it Sabbath rest, but depending on the week and what we have going on, I'm not making a ton of plans for the summer. I want things to be much more free-flowing and just able to do things as we want to. So I'm unsure if it will be Sundays or if we'll be busy on Sundays, but I do want to practice some sort of rest at some point during the week. And then I also want to focus on my AM routine. This is something that is essentially established. However, I have fallen back from a lot of Bible study in the morning, and I want to make sure that I take time in the morning to do Bible study. And I've actually gotten a couple of really good studies from Daily Grace Co. Let me grab them. I have this Peaks and Valleys that I've started a study on the life of David, which I really, really like. And I have a review and walkthrough of this already up on YouTube, so I will leave a link for that if you're interested. And then this study on James is actually one that I'm planning to put in my fall morning basket. So I haven't started this yet, and I do have a review and walkthrough of this coming, but it is going to be, I think, in a couple of weeks. So I want to start doing more Bible study in the morning, and it's a better time in the summer to take a little bit more time. Once we get into the fall, even though I do want to have this as part of my morning basket, it's not likely that I will be doing this in my AM routine. I will move back to my write the word journals, which seem to be the best for me in the busy months. So I want to do my AM routine. And so those are the only things that I have on focus on already established restful rhythms. I don't have any monthly projects associated with that. Now, for preparing our home for impromptu entertaining, I know that seems kind of silly. I just want our house to be at a place where if people come over, I have food that is just available to feed kids, like snacks and such, and like paper plates and things like that. And so I want to make sure that I have that. I also want to make sure that we have like some outside activity stuff that the kids can do. And then just having a general cleaning schedule. We do have a cleaning schedule. The kids have daily chores. They help me whenever I ask. But when we shift into the summer, they can take on more responsibility because they're not doing as much with academics in the summer, obviously. And so I need to kind of revamp some of that stuff. I'm going to write chore chart. It's not really a chore chart. Maybe I should put chore. No, I'm going to put chore chart. And I have the same things that I'm working on every week, but just during the school year, like the really academic portion of the year, I take on a lot more of that work because I want them focused on their school. I don't want you to think that they are not doing chores, because they are, but some of the bigger home management projects that my teens can do during the summer, they don't have as much time to do during the winter and fall. So I need to revisit my chore chart. And then I want to see, this is where getting the pantry cleaned out is important, because I want to stock the pantry and paper products. I would prefer to not use paper products, but in the summer months with people coming in and out of the house, it's just easier. And I used to refrain from that. I used to do all the dishes and just have lots and lots of dishes, but I don't have it in me to do that anymore. So I'm going to take the easy way out and buy paper goods for whenever we have like barbecues or anything else like that. And then I also want to put together, this probably could go into stock pantry, but I want to make sure that I do this, a s'mores basket. So essentially I just want to buy a bunch of marshmallows and chocolate and graham crackers and have those available so that whenever we have a fire, we can have s'mores, because my kids love that. I mean, everybody loves that. And then, so these are really the only 3 projects that I have for this prepare our home for impromptu entertaining. This chore chart thing is actually going to, maybe I will put weekly home projects here, and then daily cleaning here. And what I mean by daily cleaning is I'm doing my dailies and the kids are doing their dailies. And then for weekly home projects, we're all pitching in on some particular things. I think that that's good. All right, and then the next one is prep my car. So even though prepare our home for impromptu entertaining is kind of a 2-part goal for the summer, preparing our home is the first part of it. And once that's kind of done and we get into a good rhythm for keeping the house manageable, the impromptu entertaining can just happen organically. It's not something that I have to plan for. So this goal should pretty much be done by the end of June. That's my hope. And then prepare the car for easy outings. Again, this is something that I just need to do in June. It is a finish line goal. It's not going to take me very long to do. So I'm going to put prep and clean car. And that means really clean it out. I need to like take it to the car wash and really vacuum it well. And then pack car bag. And I have like this giant, I don't know what kind of material it is, this bag that my sister-in-law got me years ago, and we pack it with towels and bug stuff and sunscreen and all of that kind of stuff, and just have it ready so we can just grab it and go if we want to go to the coast or if we want to go to a friend's pool or whatnot. So getting that all ready will be good, and then just making sure I have all of the supplies that I need for that. And then with packing this car bag, I also want to have some sort of a easy grab and go snack option. And that is more in my rhythms and systems. I guess it could have been adventure too. All right, sorry guys, this is what happens when you record and make decisions on the fly. So the monthly project is look for easy travel recipes and snacks. And then it's also food prep, easy snacks and meals. And I might use ChatGPT to help me with that as well. So I know it's still my rhythms and systems color. Because I wrote these new goals, I kind of picked the color that it was mostly associated with. Like blue is for creating a sanctuary at home. Green is rhythms and systems. So I would say food prep counts as that. Orange is adventure. Purple is homeschooling. And then this pink color is wellness stuff. So let's see, what else do I have? I would like to do a day trip each week somewhere. That's what Emma wants to do. And then a weekend trip. And when I say weekend trip, I don't necessarily mean going away for a weekend. It could be going away for a weekend, or it could just be a trip that my whole family is able to go on. My husband works during the week, so he's only available on the weekends. So planning something where we can all go do something once a month, I think is good. It's really hard because we have a lot of property, and so it takes a lot of work to keep up the property over the summer. And so we tend to do a lot of projects on the weekends, but I'm hoping that we can maybe figure something out for at least one weekend a month. I think for homeschool, my homeschool related goal, I want to pick a start date, and really I just need to sit down with my husband and kind of nail down his plans for the summer, which is a little challenging to do. And then I probably should put homeschool planning on here as well as a weekly rhythm. I know that not everybody does homeschool planning every week. I know that a lot of people will just do homeschool planning in one weekend for a full year and they'll get everything done. For me, I like to touch all of the homeschool stuff frequently, and doing a little bit here and there is helpful for me. In fact, I'm looking at my shelves in my office right now, and I have all of last year's books on the shelves still, because we still need to figure out the basement situation, and I don't have another bin to put all of my homeschool books in from this previous year, and we were still using them up until a few weeks ago. So I need to get those all taken care of and get the new homeschool books all organized and put into the bins and everything. Will I do that in June? It is something that I typically do in June. So you know what I'm going to also do? I'm going to put organize 25, 26 homeschool material. So if I can get this stuff done, that would be really good. Okay. June is looking to be a lot busier than I expected when I'm putting all of these projects down. But honestly, these things shouldn't take me that long, and I don't have anything on the agenda for June. We already had Lucy's appointment for the month, so we don't have any other appointments. And then after this weekend, Emma's graduation will be done, and so we don't have anything else this month. So I think I can pull it off. Okay. And then the last section is my wellness section, and I just want to continue doing my walk, read, health tracking, 1 line a day, and then I want to put commonplacing down here because that's been something that I'm exploring a lot. It's not going to be a daily habit, but it's going to be more than once a week. So I will put it down here, and hopefully this will just remind me. I mean, I don't think I'll need reminding because I've been really enjoying it, but it would be good for me to keep track of how often I'm doing the commonplacing, just so I can see, is this something that I'm going to be doing most days of the month? Is it something that I'm only doing like 2 days a week? And then I can kind of figure out how I want to represent that on my tending list, or if I even have to. Okay, so here is June, and now I'm going to do a little bit of decorating. Okay guys, here is June. I am really excited about the month ahead. I am really excited about this rest. I'm excited about seeing a blank calendar. I will be putting these things on the calendar, but it's not going to be as stressful as it has been for me over the past couple of months, so I'm really excited about that. If you have your June goals done and you share them somewhere, I would love to hear what they are, or if you want to leave me a comment and let me know what your focus is for the month of June, definitely let me know that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're looking for more help and encouragement around home and homeschooling and goals, I would love for you to come check out my membership community. That link is always in the description box. This summer, we're going to be focusing on rest in my membership community, so I'd love for you to come check it out. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.